steps have been made? When did you feel personally that you had kind of started to turn things around?
When my grandmother died, that was probably the biggest event in my life that really changed my life, and that was March 7th. And I miss her dearly, and she really opened up my eyes and really taught me that not everything is given to you, and it can be taken away just like that.
March 7th this year? Or?
March 7th last year. Yes, sir.
Chad, one of the things you said in the past that you really didn't get comfortable being the quarterback till you got used to the mindset that you were the best quarterback in the country.
Yes, sir.
You come here, you still feel that way. You're the best quarterback in the country.
Yes, sir. You have to feel that way. In order to have confidence in yourself and your team, you have to think you're the best. And that's what I want our whole team, from offensive linemen to running back. We have to think we are the best players and the best team out there.
With only a couple returning starters at quarterback in the league this year, how much of an advantage do you guys have since you've got the experience and had the success last year?
We've had a lot of success, but we just got to build on it. The margin of error is just so small, and in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we're all anxious to get out there and get to work and do what we're taught to do.
How can you get better? How can you be better than last year? What are the areas you're focusing on?
Just seeing things before it happens. Seeing a drop down safety, he might come from the other side or whatever. You just gotta see it before it happens.
Coach Freeze said that your eventual transition to the NFL will be more mental than physical. What do you think you meant by that?
You're going to see a lot more different looks than you do in college, of course. But I think it'll be both physical and mental.
What do you need to get better at to go to the next level, in your opinion?
Just better footwork. I mean, sometimes I'll get lazy with my footwork and it'll be an aired pass or whatever. And not only that, understanding the situation. If it's 3rd down and 15, there's no need to throw it down the field when the check down's wide open. You know, he can run for another 30 yards and get the 1st down. So understanding your situation and understand what you have out in the field.
You've talked a lot about making the most of this opportunity. Is it even more important to you after everything that's going on with the program?
Definitely. You have to make the best opportunity because you only get to live it once. And I'm in Oxford for another 8 months or whatever, and you want to go out with a bang. And I want to be remembered as the greatest quarterback to ever play. And just you have to go out and prove it first, and you have to work hard to it.
What's it been like, though, to watch Coach Freeze kind of go through this grind?
He's handled it well. I mean, he's another extension of me. I look to him in certain times, and he looks at me in certain times. So we try to help each other out, but I think he's handled it well. He understands what we're trying to accomplish, and that's beating Florida State.
Chad, how much do you guys as players talk about the NCAA investigation?
We don't talk about it at all. We're focused on Florida State, and that's all that's on our minds.
It's not a distraction at all?
Not at all.
You know, Jeff, for a guy who played quarterback in another conference like Trevor Knight coming into the SEC, what are some things that you might have to adapt to that you may not have seen in the Big 12?
You better get ready to get hit a lot and take shots.
What do you remember? Coach Freeze mentioned the mental transition to the NFL. He mentioned ADHD. I mean, do you think that's something that NFL teams would hold against you?
Man, my mom's a teacher. She's seen it all. And I don't think they'd hold it against me. A lot of people learn different ways, and stuff happens throughout your life where you grow into that. So I don't think it would.
Look back on that game last year at Alabama, all the crazy plays, passes. What are your memories of that night?
Remember throwing the over-the-shoulder pass to Laquan a couple times. The play that we practiced about 250 times in about 2 days, and that's all we kept on working was that exact play. And next thing you know, it's translating over to game day, and practice makes perfect.
What's that pass play? Is that one of the crazier plays you had in your career?
Yeah, definitely. It was one of the craziest plays for sure. But I had it planned that I was gonna throw it out there before the snap, and it ended up being a high snap. Just try to get it out, and I just thought in the back of my head, Laquan Treadwell was out there, so throw it up to him.
What kind of relationship do you have with Jim Kelly, and what does his battle with cancer do for you, inspiration-wise?
Definitely inspires me to be great and to lead and to be a fighter and never give up. He's my uncle. He's another extension of me, and I'm thankful that I have an uncle like that that can help me on the field and off the field.
How often do you get to talk to him?
Almost every day.
I know you weren't there in 2014, obviously, but the last time Auburn came to Oxford, there was that's when Laquan got hurt, and it was just kind of a heartbreaking loss in the last minute there. What are you expecting from that environment to be like when Auburn comes back? And is that still a motivating factor?
I don't think people will think about it. I think if anything, they'll think about how we beat them last year in Auburn. And there's a lot of stuff we can get better at, because I remember reviewing that film. I mean, there was a lot of plays that we left out on the field that we could have scored even more points. So I'm excited.
What was the experience like in Manning Passing Academy, and what relationship do you have with LSU quarterback Brandon Hayes?
It was an awesome experience. Anytime you can be around a family like the Mannings and some great coaches that they bring in, and college quarterbacks that you watch on a daily basis. So it was definitely a fun week. But Brandon Harris is a good guy, very good quarterback. I'm excited to play against him again.
Chad, you guys start off in Orlando against Florida State. Coach Freeze talked a little bit about doing like silent cadence. Have you guys been working on that sort of thing, anticipating a hostile crowd?
Well, I'm hoping that Ole Miss fans show up there and hopefully fill up the whole stadium. That's our goal. But we've been practicing silent cadence and regular cadence. So hopefully we can get up early and use our voice inflection on them.
How well was this team playing in the Sugar Bowl? I mean, is that an idea of that offense and how it can click? And were you wishing you could play the very next week?
Yeah,
the way
we definitely we're clicking on all cylinders. So there's a couple things we can clean up. We had a couple mental errors that we probably could have scored even more points. But we got better as the game went on, for sure. But I'm excited to build off of that game.
Chad, you talked about the different extensions of you, be it Coach Freeze, your Uncle Jim. Talk about just their impact on you in terms of your growth as a quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I think who has the biggest growth on me as a quarterback is my dad. My dad was the one, since I was about 8 years old, he was out at a park with me every single day for 365 days. He never missed a day, and he was out there with me. Whether it was 8 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning, he was always there just trying to help me get better. And where he learned that from is from his 6 brothers and from my mom, who all they knew is work hard and you can be as great as your work ethic. And that's really who has helped me get to where I am today.
Chad, who might help you? Some of the newcomers that might help you on offense and defense.
Who has helped me the most, I would say, is Shea Patterson, actually. He's pushed me more than I've probably been pushed in a while, and he's a great quarterback, and we can relate off each other. Really, he's a great example who's helped me throughout this offseason right now, getting better. And looking at the other guys, I mean, you got a couple young wide receivers who are always willing to work. They want to be out the field and want to catch touchdowns. So, I mean, anytime you got guys that are on you about working hard, that's what you look for. That's what you want in your players.
And how about on defense? Some of the players that might help.
DeMarcus Gates, you got Terry Caldwell, T. Fay, C.J. Ham. Those guys on the line are better than I've ever seen before. And I'm excited how well the defense does, especially the way we're working right now in 7-on-7 and things like that. They're doing a good job.
Chad, early in your career, Coach Freeze told me he would get on you in practice. He would really use sarcasm to try to push you. And he told me about a day that he kind of stepped over the line a little bit. It seems like you two guys, after that,